North Dakota farmers are in a tight spot. They're airing their concerns in the nation's capital. Valley News Team's Peter Zampa with our D.C. Bureau talked to the farmers who say they need certainty or livelihoods will be devastated.
A hand for farmers fighting on Capitol Hill.
We are in a big crisis.
Mark Watney, president of the North Dakota Farmers Union, and 100 fellow North Dakotans are in Washington this week with a message for lawmakers. Pass the Farm Bill. That's legislation that comes around every 5 years, providing security for farmers and families that need help getting food.
We're going to tell them what we're feeling out there, and they're going to know before we go here that this is way more serious than they may want to admit.
The entire North Dakota delegation is part of the group finalizing this new farm bill. The current farm bill expires on September 30th, meaning they have just a few days to plant confidence in their farmers.
And there's no reason we shouldn't get it done now. Yeah, let's not use all the clock available. Let's do it.
What's preventing final passage? Well, Senator John Hoeven says House and Senate disagreements on work requirements for folks who use food stamps. The House calls for stricter requirements in their version of the Farm Bill. Senator Heidi Heitkamp says there are also issues with the commodity portion of the legislation. But she says members are trying to iron out those differences.
I'm not in the prediction business. I can only tell you that, as far as I'm concerned, it's my top priority.
Heitkamp's opponent in her Senate race, Congressman Kevin Kramer, says he's not convinced the lawmakers will meet the deadline. But he says an extension of the current bill will give North Dakota farmers much-needed assurances.
Just because the final product isn't done, progress is being made and people are getting closer.
The House is going on a week-long recess next week. Some congressional staff will remain on Capitol Hill to continue work on the bill. In Washington, Peter Zampa, Valley News Live.
President Trump weighed in on the legislation yesterday. In a tweet, he wrote, Senator Debbie Stabenow and the Democrats are totally against approving the Farm Bill. They're fighting tooth and nail to not allow our great farmers to get what they so richly deserve. Work requirements are imperative, and the Dems are a no, not good.
After years of planning and months of construction, NDSU's softball team officially opened their new stadium. Beth has all the new details from opening day later in sports.
Up next, which American ninja warrior was in town and why?
On my Tempur-Pedic, the sleep I get is better than any other mattress I've ever tried. I recommend my Tempur-Pedic to everybody.
The most highly recommended bed in America. Now ranked highest in customer satisfaction with mattresses by J.D. Power. And #1 in comfort, support, and value.
Now at Slumberland, get a free adjustable base upgrade or save $500 on any Tempur Elite, Luxe, or Breeze mattresses. Pay no interest for 5 years, plus get $300 in bonus cash on qualifying mattresses. Slumberland, it's a good life.
You know, life's about setting down roots, finding a place to call home. So when I won big playing the new Viking scratch game, I bought a house, a plot of land. Actually, 2. And it's more of a lease, really, for 10, hey, maybe even 12 games a year. But how about that view?
How you spend your winnings is up to you. Play the new Viking scratch games from the Minnesota Lottery. With a top prize of up to $100,000, it pays to be a fan.
Have a great day.
You ready, babe?
Yep.
How do you become America's best-selling brand?
Go, go, go. We've got room.
You make it for those who are running a bit late, run into a little trouble, or might just be running low.
Alexa, tell Starbucks to start my usual order.
So that the morning routine stays routine. That's Ford, and that's how you become America's best-selling brand.
I'm Kelly Armstrong, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
I'm Kirsty Armstrong. I want to talk to you about what kind of man my husband Kelly Armstrong is. Kelly is a lifelong devoted North Dakotan. Family and community service are deeply important to Kelly. As senator, Kelly has been a true leader. Kelly leads with his heart, he gets results, and he always strives to do the right thing. What Kelly Armstrong the man means to me is what will make him the best representative for North Dakota.
TNT Kids Fitness and Gymnastics is doing its part to keep training costs affordable for those with special needs. And to help with that, they hosted Ninja Warrior Maggie Thorne. TNT says its goal is to have lower costs long-term for the yearly Fargomania competition.
A lot of the times people see someone with special needs and they put them in a box, and this is a way for them to show their capabilities, and a lot of the times their capabilities are a lot more than what people think they are.
The third annual Fargo Mania event will be held on October 21st at NDSU.
Camping in an RV is one thing. Living in one for 6 months is something different. A family of 6 will be living out of a rented RV for 6 months, spreading the word of God. The Hochul family said that they're doing what Jesus did. They'll be eating with people, offering prayer to people, and mentoring people all across the U.S.
Everyone's created to live this amazing life in freedom and in power and to do what they were created to do, and a lot of time fear holds them back. And so that's one very specific thing that we feel called to go and share with people. Is that fear has no place in your life.
The Hochul family will be leaving Grand Forks at the end of the month. Their first stop is going to be at a conference in California in October. To stay updated on the family's journey, you can go to valleynewslive.com and click on the link.
This new stadium sounds like it's pretty nice.
And well earned. NDSU softball has been one of the which is hard to say, but one of the most successful programs at the university. They're rewarded for it today. We've got those details next.